Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Valsa Williams and with me is Renu Kataria with the midday news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates All India Mayors Conference in Varanasi virtually, urges to make their cities vibrant, clean and beautiful. Our cities are the driving force of our economy. We should make the city a hub of a vibrant economy, says Prime Minister. President inaugurates renovated Ramna Kali Mandir in Dhaka, interacts with Mukti Jodhas and Indian war veterans. Bhutan announces its highest civilian award to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Rajya Sabha adjourned for the day, Lok Sabha adjourned till 2 p.m. Over 136 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccine administered under nationwide vaccination drive so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.38%. The third annual defence dialogue between India and France to be held in New Delhi today. Last rites of Group Captain Varun Singh performed with full state and military honour in Bhopal. And in sports, Indian women's football team to take on hosts Bangladesh in SAF Under-19 Championship in Dhaka today. In badminton, Indian shuttlers PV Sindhu, Kidambi Srikanth, HS Pranoy and Lakshya Sen will play their quarter-final matches of BWF World Championships in Huelva, Spain. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause for concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today chaired the All India Mayors Conference in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh via video conferencing. In his address, the Prime Minister said our cities are the driving force of our economy.
हमारी इकोनॉमी का जो ड्राइविंग फोर्स है वो हमारा शहर है. हमें शहर को वाइब्रेंट इकोनॉमी का हब बनाना चाहिए. उसके लिए हमारा ध्यान होना चाहिए कि जहां पर नए उद्योग लग सकते हैं उसको जगह आइडेंटिफाई करें. लोगों को रहने के लिए, मजदूरों को रहने के लिए व्यवस्था भी साथ साथ बनती चले ताकि उनको जाना ना पड़े एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पे. वहीं पर उनको काम भी मिल जाए और वहीं पर उनको रहने की व्यवस्था मिल जाए, उनको सुविधा मिल जाए. हमारे डेवलपमेंट के मॉडल में हमें ये इंटीग्रेटेड अप्रोच, होलिस्टिक अप्रोच, ये हमें रखना ही होगा और तब जाकर के इकोनॉमी एक्टिविटी के लिए हर कोई आएगा.
The Prime Minister urged the mayors to make their cities vibrant, clean and beautiful. Elaborating on the renovation works done in Varanasi, Mr. Modi said development of Kashi will be a roadmap for the development of other cities in the country.
अगर शहर के बोर्डों में कंपटीशन होगी, बोर्ड के काउंसिलर्स के बीच में स्पर्धा होगी, तो उसका टोटल जो इफेक्ट है वो पूरे शहर का रूप बदलने में काम आएगा. दूसरा, जैसे स्वच्छता का एक महत्व है, सौंदर्यकरण भी, ब्यूटिफिकेशन. दुनिया में ब्यूटी कॉम्पिटिशन होती है, जो होती है वो होती है, मुझे उसमें कुछ कहना नहीं है. लेकिन क्या हम हमारे नगर में बोर्ड ब्यूटी कॉम्पिटिशन कर सकते हैं क्या? कौन सा वार्ड सबसे ज्यादा ब्यूटीफुल है? सफाई का पैरामीटर हो सकता है, सौंदर्य की दृष्टि से किए गए इनिशिएटिव का पैरामीटर हो सकता है. हर नगर अपना विकसित करे, जूरी बनाए.
The Prime Minister said most of the cities in our country are traditional cities developed in a traditional way. He said in this era of modernization, the antiquity of these cities is equally important. The Prime Minister insisted that destroying the existing structures is not the way, but emphasis should be on rejuvenation and preservation. Mr. Modi further said we should also work on empowering MSMEs while working out the development model of our cities. The Prime Minister called upon the mayors to work on a waste management revenue model. He said converting waste into wealth will benefit the cities immensely. He said it will not only help in contributing towards building a Swachh Bharat, but also a Swasth Bharat.
सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक के संबंध में हम हमारे नगर में कितने सजग हैं, हम दुकानदारों को समझाएं, व्यापारियों को समझाएं कि भाई हमारे नगर में हम सिंगल यूज प्लास्टिक का कहीं उपयोग नहीं करेंगे, हम व्यवस्था से उसको निकाल दें। अरे गरीब की बनाई हुई अखबार की रद्दी की जो छोटी छोटी थैलियां होती है उसका उपयोग करो, या तो आदत डालो कि घर से थैला लेकर के खरीदने के लिए जाने की।
The Prime Minister urged citizens to participate in making their cities better and future ready. He said that Jan Bhagidari will truly take our nation forward towards newer heights. Mr. Modi further said we should know the birth date or Janm Divas of our cities and celebrate the day. He said it will give a new identity to our cities. The Prime Minister also said we need to ensure that the vision of New Urban India should be inclusive of Divyangjans under the Sugamya Bharat Abhiyan. Mr. Modi added, PM Swanidhi Yojana is not only empowering street vendors with microfinances, but also focusing on making them 100% digitally reliant and empowered. The Prime Minister said the Nadi Utsav can be about discussing the history of rivers, Gungan of rivers can be done, and Kavi Sammelans can also be organized.
आज जब पूरी दुनिया पानी के संकट की चर्चा करती है, आज जब सारी दुनिया ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, क्लाइमेट चेंज की चर्चा करती है और हम हमारे नगर की नदी की परवाह ही न करें, उस नदी को संभालना, उस नदी को संवारना, उस नदी के महात्म्य को समझना, समझाना, ये अगर न करें तो फिर हम कैसे गौरव कर सकते हैं? क्या हम एक काम कर सकते हैं, हर वर्ष 7 दिन के लिए जब भी आपकी सुविधा हो नदी उत्सव मनाएं, नदी उत्सव मना करके पूरे नगर को उसमें जोड़े।
Earlier, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath said Kashi set off on the path of development in 2014 when the people of Varanasi chose Prime Minister Narendra Modi as their representative. He said Kashi is present in a new avatar today while keeping alive its ancient culture. Union Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs Hardeep Singh Puri was also present on the occasion. Mayors from various states across the country are participating in the conference, which is being organized by the Department of Urban Development, Uttar Pradesh. The theme of the conference is New Urban India.
President Ram Nath Kovind concluded his 3-day visit to Bangladesh on Friday after interacting with the cross-section of Bangladeshi people, including Mukti Jodhas, Indian war veterans of 1971, eminent citizens and members of the Indian community.
I also congratulate all the Indian citizens present here today. You all have made a mark in various sectors of importance in Bangladesh. While you have contributed to the economic and social development of Bangladesh, you have also cemented our long-standing close bilateral relations. You are making India proud of bringing prosperity to our region. While doing so, you have also followed the values and traditions of our country, which are also part of our shared heritage with Bangladesh.
Addressing the public reception, President Kovind said that Bangladesh has a special place in the hearts of Indians. The unique relationship between the two countries is based on the age-old ties of kinship, language and culture. Pointing out the importance of connectivity for economic growth and better living standard for the people, President Kovind reiterated India's commitment to assist and partner Bangladesh in its journey towards a strong economy. On the last day of his visit to Bangladesh, President Ram Nath Kovind inaugurated the renovated Ramana Kali Mandir in Dhaka. The Ramana Kali Mandir was completely destroyed and more than 60 people massacred by the Pakistani army during the 1971 Liberation War. The temple has been renovated with support from the Indian High Commission in Bangladesh. During the 3-day visit of President Ram Nath Kovind, several key announcements were made, including the gifting of the Bangabandhu Bapu digital exhibition to the Liberation War Museum in Dhaka and the announcement of the first occupant of the Bangabandhu chair at Delhi University. The scholarship scheme for the family members of the Liberation War fighters was also extended for 5 years. President Kovind handed over a replica of the 1971-era MiG-21 aircraft to the President of Bangladesh, while the aircraft itself was gifted to the National Museum of Bangladesh. India's relationship with Bangladesh is one of the main pillars of its Neighbourhood First and Act East policies. India and Bangladesh enjoy robust and multifaceted bilateral cooperation in diverse areas, including trade and connectivity, energy and power, water resources, border management, defence and security, culture and people-to-people links.
The government today said a total of 14,972 health facilities have been registered under the Ayushman Bharat digital mission till the 14th of December this year. In a written reply to the Lok Sabha, the Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Bharati Praveen Pawar, said under this mission so far more than 14 crore 38 lakh health IDs have been generated in the country. She said National Health Authority NHA is spreading awareness among the citizens about the usages and advantages of these health IDs to maximize participation. Replying to another question on fraud cases in Ayushman Bharat Pradhan. The government has given in-principle approval for 10 plastic parks in the country with an aim to consolidate and synergize the capacities of the domestic plastic processing industry. This was informed by the Minister of State for Chemicals and Fertilizers, Bhagwant Khubha, in the Lok Sabha. He said so far 8 plastic parks have been approved and 2 are in the process of getting final approval. The Minister informed under the Plastic Park Scheme, the Centre provides grant funding up to 50% of the project cost and the remaining cost is to be funded by the respective state governments, beneficiary industries and by a loan from financial institutions.
The Centre today said that it is working on a litigation policy with the objective to lay down guidelines for preventing, controlling and reducing court cases in a cohesive and organized manner. In a written reply to the Lok Sabha, Minister of Law and Justice, Kiren Rijiju, informed that in view of policy and plans of the government, several ministries and departments have been taking several measures for reducing number of court cases. Mr. Rijiju said that for the purpose of monitoring of litigations of central government, a web platform, namely Legal Information Management and Briefing System, was created 5 years ago. Minister of Women and Child Development, Smriti Irani, today informed the Lok Sabha that with an aim to reduce malnutrition in the country, an integrated nutrition support program, Mission Poshan 2.0, has been started. Replying to a question in the House, Mrs. Irani said the Mission Poshan 2.0 seeks to strengthen nutritional content, delivery, outreach and outcomes with focus on developing practices related to health, wellness and immunity to disease and malnutrition. The Minister added that steps have been taken to improve nutritional quality and testing in accredited labs, strengthen delivery and leverage technology under Poshan Tracker to improve governance.
The Lok Sabha was rocked for the third consecutive day today by the opposition over the Lakhimpur Kheri incident and demand for removal of Minister of State for Home Ajay Kumar Mishra. As soon as the Lok Sabha met for the day, Congress, TMC and DMK members trooped into the well of the House demanding removal of Ajay Kumar Mishra from the Council of Ministers. The Lok Sabha Speaker, Om Birla, tried to run the question hour amid constant sloganeering by the opposition members in the well. The Speaker, Om Birla, appealed to the agitating members to let the House run. Amid din, the Speaker tried to run the question hour, but in vain. Amidst the chaotic scene, the Speaker adjourned the House till 2 p.m. In the Rajya Sabha, after laying off the paper, Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu requested all members to arrive at a consensus after having a meeting with the Leader of the House and other senior members of the opposition. After saying this, the Chairman adjourned the House for the day. Suspended opposition MPs of the Rajya Sabha have been continuously sitting on dharna in front of Mahatma Gandhi statue in Parliament complex. They are demanding revocation of their suspension. These 12 opposition MPs were suspended on their unruly behaviour in the House in the last monsoon session for current session. Some opposition leaders also participated in their protest and shouted slogans.
Government has said that around 136 crore doses of COVID vaccine have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. Union Health Ministry said more than 70,46,000 vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The ministry said 7,886 COVID patients recovered during the last 24 hours and the national recovery rate stands at 98.38%. The country reported 7,447 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours. The Union Government has said that more than 142 crore 73 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been provided to states and Union territories so far. Health Ministry today said that over 16 crore 66 lakh unutilized vaccine doses are still available with the states and UTs to be administered. Home Minister Amit Shah has said that Indian economy's recovery in the post-COVID era is the best in the world. Addressing at FICCI's 94th annual convention in New Delhi today, Mr. Shah said the government has brought in several reforms across sectors after consultations with all stakeholders, even during the pandemic. He said PLI schemes have been launched in 13 sectors such as semiconductors, among others. Mr. Shah said in the last 7 years, government has brought a major reform and there has been no charge of corruption on the government.
Group Captain Varun Singh, who succumbed to his injuries on Wednesday, a week after surviving the tragic IAF chopper crash, was given a moving send-off with full state and military honours in Bhopal today. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan was among the people who paid their last respects at the Behragarh crematorium in the city.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates All India Mayors Conference in Varanasi virtually, urges to make their cities vibrant, clean and beautiful. Our cities are the driving force of our economy. We should make the city a hub of a vibrant economy, says Prime Minister. President inaugurates renovated Ramana Kali Mandir in Dhaka, interacts with Mukti Jodhas and Indian war veterans. Bhutan announces its highest civilian award to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Rajya Sabha adjourned for the day, Lok Sabha adjourned till 2 p.m. Over 136 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccine administered under nationwide vaccination drive so far. Recovery rate stands at 98.38%. The third annual defence dialogue between India and France to be held in New Delhi today. Last rites of Group Captain Varun Singh performed with full state and military honour in Bhopal. And in sports, Indian women's football team to take on host Bangladesh in SAF Under-19 Championship in Dhaka today. In badminton, Indian shuttlers PV Sindhu, Kidambi Shrikant, HS Pranoy and Lakshya Sen will play their quarter-final matches of BWF World Championships in Huelva, Spain. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News. On the occasion of Bhutan's National Day, Bhutan has decided to confer its highest civilian award, Ngadag Pelgi Khorlo, or the Order of the Druk Gyaplo, to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In a tweet today, Prime Minister of Bhutan, Dr. Lote Tshering, said the King of Bhutan has pronounced Prime Minister Narendra Modi's name for the highest civilian decoration. In a Facebook message, Prime Minister's Office of Bhutan said His Majesty highlighted all the unconditional friendship and support Narendra Modi has extended over the years, and particularly during the COVID-19 pandemic. Congratulating Narendra Modi, Dr. Lote Tshering described him as a great spiritual human being. He said he is looking forward to celebrating the honour in person. More from our correspondent.
The charismatic persona of Prime Minister Narendra Modi has won him the admiration of people all across the globe. As a result, many countries have honored him with their highest civilian awards. Likewise, many non-governmental organizations and foundations have also conferred prestigious award on him. In 2016, he received the highest civilian awards from Saudi Arabia and Afghanistan. In 2018, he was conferred the highest honor of Palestine. In 2019, the United Arab Emirates honored the Prime Minister Narendra Modi with the Order of Jayed Award. In the same year, Russia, Bahrain and the Maldives also conferred Mr. Modi with their respective highest civilian awards. In 2020, Mr. Modi received the prestigious Legion of Merit from the United States of America. Other prestigious awards given to Prime Minister Narendra Modi at international forums include Seoul Peace Prize and Champion of the Earth Award, which is United Nations' highest environmental honor. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also received the first ever Philip Kotler Presidential Award, Global Goalkeeper Award by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and Global Energy and Environment Leadership Award by the Cambridge Energy Research Associates. With Naseem Naqvi, Bhupendra Singh, AIR News, New Delhi.
The third annual defence dialogue between India and France will be held in New Delhi today. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh will attend the meeting with his French counterpart Ms. Florence Parly. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met Chairman of National Assembly of Vietnam Vuong Dinh Hue and his delegation. They exchanged views on connectivity, trade, education and culture. In a tweet today, Dr. S. Jaishankar said the comprehensive strategic partnership between India and Vietnam has grown substantially in the last 5 years.
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every
Remember Rajendranath Lahiri, a revolutionary freedom fighter who was the mastermind behind the Kakori conspiracy and Dakshineshwar bombing.
Born in 1901 in Pabna district of the Bengal Presidency, Lahiri was sent to Varanasi for studies. During his studies, he came into contact with Sachindranath Sanyal, the co-founder of the Hindustan Republic Association, HRA, and thus began his revolutionary career. Lahiri became the district organizer for the HRA in Varanasi. He used several aliases like Charu, Jawahar and Jugal Kishore.
Along with Ashfaqullah Khan, Ramprasad Bismil and Roshan Singh, Rajendranath Lahiri helped carry out the Kakori robbery of 1925. It was Lahiri who stopped the train by pulling the chain from a second-class compartment and then helped the revolutionaries in action.
Lahiri was later arrested from a bomb factory in Dakshineshwar, Calcutta, and was awarded a 10-year sentence. However, after some time, the British authorities identified him as one of the revolutionaries involved in the Kakori robbery. Lahiri was then tried along with Ashfaqullah Khan, Ramprasad Bismil and Roshan Singh. They were sentenced to death.
Lahiri was shifted to Gonda district jail for execution. The British police got a whiff of the plan of the revolutionaries to free Lahiri. Jail authorities decided to hang Lahiri before the prison break plan could be put into action, and Lahiri was hanged 2 days prior to the scheduled date. Lahiri was only 24 years old when he attained martyrdom. We paid tribute to the great martyr.
On December 17, 1927, Bhagat Singh and his associates shot John Saunders. In Lahore, Lala Lajpat Rai was hit during a lathi charge while leading an agitation against the Simon Commission.
Simon Commission!
Lala Lajpat Rai later succumbed to his injuries. Thus, Bhagat Singh and his comrades vowed to avenge Lala Lajpat Rai's death.
Bhagat Singh conspired with revolutionaries like Shivram Rajguru, Sukhdev Thapar and Chandrasekhar Azad to kill James Scott. James Scott was the superintendent of police who had ordered lathi charge on Lala Lajpat Rai. However, in a case of mistaken identity, they shot John Saunders, who was an assistant superintendent of police. After the incident, the group escaped with the help of Durgavati Devi. The police launched a massive search operation to catch them but could not arrest. Reminding the significance of the incident, Jawaharlal Nehru said that Bhagat Singh did not become popular because of his act. but because he seemed to have vindicated the honor of Lala Lajpat Rai and through him of the nation.
Today we also remember the revolutionary journalist and a close associate of Sri Aurobindo, Sakharam Ganesh Deuskar. He was born on the 17th of December 1869 in a village near Deoghar, Jharkhand.
His name signifies the confluence of Bengali and Marathi. His ancestors had migrated from Deos village in Maharashtra and settled at Karan in Bengal, hence the surname Deuskar.
One of Deuskar's works which most influenced the national awakening was Deshor Kotha, published in 1904. It was translated in Hindi as Desh Ki Baat. Sakharam Deuskar composed this historical work to depict the ruin of India's economy by the British. Deuskar considered Bal Gangadhar Tilak as his political guru. Sakharam Deuskar breathed his last in 1912. We pay tribute to the great patriot.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase Hallmark gold jewelry. For any consumer-related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helpline toll-free number 14404. Issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
Moving on to sports. In badminton, Indian shuttlers PV Sindhu, Kidambi Shrikant, HS Pranoy and Lakshya Sen will play their quarter-final matches of BWF World Championships in Huelva, Spain today. In women's singles, reigning world champion Sindhu will take on top seed and world number 1 Tai Tzu Ying of Chinese Taipei. In men's singles, Shrikant will face Mark Kolhau of the Netherlands. HS Pranoy will lock horns with Lo Kin Yu of Singapore, and Lakshya Sen will be playing against Chao Chun Pang of China. Indian women's football team will take on hosts Bangladesh in the SAF Under-19 Championship in Dhaka today. On Wednesday, Indian women secured their second consecutive victory of the tournament after beating Bhutan 3-0.
At the stock markets, erasing all its early gains, the Sensex had lost 562 points or 1% to trade at 57,340 in the afternoon session at 1:50 p.m. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange dropped 174 points or 1% to 17,074.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. The national capital Delhi is likely to have a mainly clear sky. It recorded a minimum temperature of 8 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 20 degrees. Mumbai is likely to have mainly clear sky. It noted a minimum temperature of 17 degrees, maximum expected to be around 29. Chennai is likely to have a partly cloudy sky. There will not be much change in temperature as it will vary between 24 and 30 degrees. Kolkata will have a mainly clear sky. The city noted a minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius, while maximum is expected to be around 25 degrees. Srinagar will have a partly cloudy sky, becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening or night. Temperature will hover between -2 and 9 degrees. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature was 8. Maximum will be around 21. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates All India Mayors Conference in Varanasi virtually, urges to make their cities vibrant, clean and beautiful. Our cities are the driving force of our economy. We should make the city a hub of a vibrant economy, says Prime Minister. President inaugurates renovated Ramna Kali Mandir in Dhaka, interacts with Mukti Jodhas and Indian war veterans. Bhutan announces its highest civilian award to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Both houses of parliament adjourned for the day. Over 136 crore doses of COVID-19 vaccine administered under nationwide vaccination drive so far. Recovery rate at 98.38%. Third annual defence dialogue between India and France to be held in New Delhi today. Last rites of Group Captain Varun Singh performed with full state and military honour in Bhopal. In sports, Indian women's football team to take on host Bangladesh in SAF Under-19 Championship in Dhaka today. Badminton, Indian shuttlers PV Sindhu, Kitambi Shrikant, HS Prannoy, Lakshya Sen will play their quarter-final matches. And with that, we end the midday news.